Rockstar has delivered some of the best video game series to date. The GTA series is one of the highest grossing video game franchises today. In 2004, Rockstar bought a company that was working on an Old West action-adventure game, and the two companies merged to become Rockstar San Diego, the Rockstar we all know and love today. The game was titled Red Dead Revolver and was a hit with critics and built the foundation for Rockstar's next Old West title, Red Dead Redemption. The game was a huge open-world masterpiece and it focused on the story of John Marston, an outlaw who was a former member of the Dutch Vanderlyn gang before he was left for dead by his crew. A law enforcer named Agent Ross blackmails John to hunt down his former gang members and kill them so he can be reunited with his family. He completes this task and is reunited with his family, but the reunion is short-lived and Agent Ross shows up with a plethora of agents who gun John down and leaves his family to grieve for him. John's son, Jack, later avenges his father when he confronts Ross and kills him. The story is pretty solid and it fits with the whole theme of redemption. The only problem with the story is that we have no emotional attachments to any of the gang members since we don't know any of them. However, that all changed when in early 2018 a sequel to Red Dead Redemption simply titled Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced. It was also confirmed it was going to be a prequel story and focus on the downfall of the Dutch Vanderlyn gang. So now the question is raised. Does this game's story surpass the majesty of the first game's story? And does it also build and improve upon the foundation of the series? Well, let's find out. Prequel stories always have a disadvantage when it comes to emotional impact, understandably so since you already know the outcome of the events of the story, leaving you with no stakes. The only way to salvage a prequel story is to entertain the audience with a good narrative and good characters. Red Dead Redemption 2 does that and more. The gang is full of personality and charm, and Rockstar really does make you care for most of these characters. The story is simple, but there's so many awesome obstacles, character growth, and complication, it makes it compelling. The new main character is Arthur Morgan, who is just as, if not a better protagonist than John Marston in the first game. He's funny, interesting, and really has a believable reaction later in the game when something serious happens. Personally, I think I like him better than John. So it's no secret this story is amazing, but it does have a few problems. The first is that chapters 1 all the way to the first half of 3 goes by really slow, and until the climax of chapter 3, I really wasn't that invested to what was going on for the most part. The second problem is the fact that it's a prequel, and whenever you see a character who is not in nor featured in the first game, you kinda know they're not gonna make it. Plus, the breaking apart of the group would have been so much more emotional if we weren't told it happens in Red Dead Redemption 1. Other than the beginning being slow and some low stakes due to it being a prequel, this story would be flawless. But enough of the narrative, let's get into the gameplay. The combat in Red Dead Redemption 2 is easily the worst aspect of the game. It's not broken or anything, but aiming is a chore, and the only way to play is by auto-aiming by spamming the aim button at enemies and shooting them. Fighting one-on-one is never useful, and its sole purpose is for the story when an author has to fistfight someone. Riding on horseback is fine for the most part, but you can't travel far on your horse or it will run out of stamina. Also, collision on most items is so freaking sensitive, you will fly off your horse at any moment, and during an intense situation, it can be really frustrating. Are you kidding me? Get up, get up, get up, get up. What is this? You can also interact with said horse and brush or feed it. There's also consumables you can take, but none of them are really useful with the exception of Deadeye tokens and health tokens. So yeah, the gameplay is solid for the most part, but it does have its fair share of issues. Do you want a game where you can invest hours upon hours into? Look no further, because this game has so much stuff to do. First off, the game has a ginormous open world that has endless amounts of stuff to do. You can rescue nearby civilians, get drunk in the saloon, buy weapons, hunt animals with said weapons, and do a plethora of side missions. However, there is the online to talk about, and it sucks. The PvP systems in the game are terrible because of the garbage aiming system I mentioned prior, but don't worry, you just need to buy a weapon in Red Dead Online that is good and does a lot of damage. Oh wait, the next gun costs $300, which I can only get by grinding out online, but I have poor weapons the entire time and I can't do any damage. Red Dead Online. So yeah, I think the online is nothing but horse crap. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a flawed masterpiece. The game looks and sounds incredible, but the hub world is magnificently large, there's so much to do, it controls amazing, and it has an amazing story that will last you a good, I don't know, say 10, 12 hours. That is, unless you get invested and just get distracted by how much stuff you can do, which, trust me, I can't fault you for. Sadly, the story starts slow and it suffers from being a prequel. The online is garbage and the combat sucks. However, if you're a fan of these reviews, you know I don't rate games on how many cons they have, but rather if they matter or not. And in this case, they kinda don't. The story will get good if you let it. It also explains the background of the first game in a phenomenal way, and the online has potential to be fun if you stay away from PvP altogether. I give this game a perfect score of 5 out of 5. If you think I'm over-exaggerating this game, check to see what critics have to say about it, and just know this game was so popular, not only was it the best-selling game of 2018, but it had the largest opening weekend in the history of entertainment, with a shocking $725 million, and it sold 17 million copies. Sadly, Rockstar didn't have that title for long. It was recently beat by Avengers Endgame, which made $1.2 billion on its opening weekend. It still has the best opening weekend video game wise and outsold the original Red Dead Redemption's lifetime sales on its opening weekend. So yeah, this game is one of the best games ever, and I can't wait to see how Rockstar improves on the formula of GTA 6 whenever the crap that comes out. So yeah guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I will see you guys next time. Peace everyone.